Welcome everybody, my name is Gordon Glenister and I am the founder of Membership World and I'm really delighted to have with me one of our vetted partners, and that is Rob Hickey.
Hello.
Rob, it's great to see you.
Yeah, and you.
Now Rob runs a very successful video production company and we're going to use this sort of almost like a fireside chat really, aren't we, Rob?
We love fireside chats.
We love fireside chats, yeah. And we're going to talk a little bit about what type of video content membership bodies and associations tend to do, but also what opportunities they could use by generating video content.
Yep.
So perhaps just start with a little bit of background on yourself.
Okay.
How did you get into the production and film industry?
Initially started working for publishers that was producing contract publishing for membership organisations initially, and I ran a production department there. And that was for about 3 years, and it gave me a real insight into how memberships try to engage with their members through editorial and photography, and then a company called 10 Alps came along. This was probably about 2004, 2005, and hold on a second, these membership organisations are going to have to be moving online. And they're going to have to be producing content that's engaging. So I thought, well, let's open up a production company.
So what type of stuff are you doing? Give me some examples of some organisations that you might be creating content for.
At the moment, I'm working for a wonderful organisation called the NAHT, which is a National Association for Head Teachers. They're a union mainly, but they produce a lot of content because they're constantly trying to put out to their members and also to government and to the public, you know, what they're doing for their head teachers and how schools are changing.
What other types of organisations have you worked with? I know you've done some exhibitions and you've done, vox pops of individuals.
Absolutely. You've got to try and film an event that also has other content that they can use outside of the post-event film. So whether you're filming your CEO talking about initiatives that the membership organisation is launching, or whether or not you've got keynote speakers that can talk about other subjects that you've got, because fundamentally you've got them all in one room.
And exactly, that's the point I was just going to re-emphasise. Normally it's a real challenge to get people all together, and the fact that you've got them there, but of course this needs to be managed and they need to have slots. You know that you can grab them at certain time.
You need to try and build up a pre-schedule really, to try and talk to the keynote speakers and talk to the people that you want to interview a little bit beforehand and say, look, you know, we're going to be down there. Can we allocate at least 10 minutes of your time to be able to sort of do a little piece about this subject, you know, and you can usually find the slot.
Which makes me think as well, this is also a great opportunity to bring members, delegates that might be at the event, about what they think of their organisation that they belong to.
Absolutely.
So those, because you mentioned keynote speakers, but also real, what I would call regular members, being able to say, oh, this is a great event, we love it, we've been a member for 10, 15 years.
You know, and how important
it
is. It's because you could have 400 of them all in one room.
Of course you could.
And you can ask, and you know, and you're putting on a great event, and they're in a really positive mood. So it's a great opportunity.
I think the thing that I'm getting from you is that if you get that content really well managed, you think about it in advance, because we and I were talking off camera about some organisations, we just got to have a videographer to take the content, and they don't really give as much thought as to what they could really get out of that one day hire.
Absolutely.
You know, when you start to think about it, there's a lot.
There's a lot of evergreen content you can pull out of a conference. Absolutely.
Well, particularly if we get different types of members, or you know, you could have somebody that runs the education program, and they could be talking about that element. You could have somebody from the technical team that could be talking about that.
Exactly.
And then, of course, you can drip feed that. And of course, the other thing I think is so invaluable is to get that sort of mini show reel that they can use for the next year's marketing and advertising, and that in itself is gold dust, isn't it?
Exactly. I mean, if you can go around the exhibitors and ask them and interview them, how important is it to be at this show, and they're saying it's such a great place to be able to sort of have all these really focused individual clients in one room, you know, you get that on film.
I think there's also a great opportunity to do video content at exhibition booths as well. So although we're talking about testimonials about various things, I think it could be more. It could actually be, and I think I was again showing you some examples of when I went to the photography and video show. I got some of the people to talk about the latest foldable studios, the latest video kits. And so what you've got experts on the stand that if this was a membership organisation could be members. You know, really talking about the features and benefits of their product.
Just talk about their products.
Yeah.
You know,
show it.
But with somebody that actually also, you know, the presenter is actually knowledgeable within that sector. So it's not just a kind of an overview. It's a really, you know, you can have a deep dive into what that product is. And you know, and that is so relevant to somebody who couldn't get to the show, maybe. Couldn't get there. You know, and you know, if you've got a link at the end, a call to action to their site as well, suddenly you've got another way of being able to help them generate new income as well.
So I think sometimes associations, they don't necessarily always think of the multitude of opportunities that video content can create. How can people find out more about you?
Well, I have got a website, www.geofilms.co.uk. I'm on LinkedIn, you know, the usual social platforms. And I'm a vetted partner of your wonderful organisation. Email robert@geofilms.co.uk.
Great. Lovely to see you, Rob.
Thank you.